In the world's first tank arsenal, we forge the armament of victory. Here we create the rolling forts of armor steel, the M3 medium fighting tank, a weapon come of age, taking its proper place beside the airplane and the naval vessel as a roaring, plunging vehicle of death. To wage a desperate war, the armed forces of the nation have gone to the assembly line for mass production of the tools of battle. Now the immense resources of our industrial plant and the incomparable skill of the American worker have been mobilized to meet a supreme test. Under this vast roof, dozens of tanks are going together at one time, rolling from stage to stage on 3 production lines. Building the medium tank is one of the outstanding production jobs in the world today. As it begins to take form, moves along the line, we see its strength develop. Its drive and power flow into the body. The final drive, built to withstand the shock of enemy fire and smash whatever obstacles it meets. The power plant, an airplane engine, hitching the force of flying horses to the earth so that this weapon can run swiftly to attack. The armored turret, destined soon to shelter men and guns. We see its claws of steel uncoil. The caterpillar track lie open on the assembly floor, where the huge body slowly moves to draw it on. A machine full grown at last, under its own power, ready to roll off the front of the line, pulling the next tank into the place it left without a moment's pause. Firepower. Power from deadly 75s to hurl steel and shrapnel at the tyrant foe. Cannon to make this tank a fearful dreadnought of destruction. And still more power. Power from deadly 37s, swinging a complete circle of raking fire. Defense production in factory and arsenal begins far behind the assembly line. It starts first with the machine and pays its willing tribute to tradition, to the long-recorded achievement of American gunsmiths, artisans, mechanics, to the tool builders of New England, New York, Philadelphia, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Detroit, Milwaukee, and the West. Defense production starts back on the drafting board and in the planning room. Comes out of models, charts, drawings, blueprints, and designs. Springs from the minds and hands of men who have a special kinship with machines. Here, such men have built uncounted numbers of machines and put them all to work, to labor with free men, fighting for the world they cherish. For these men, no production is a line of battle, and no production's battle line must drive ahead, unbroken. On this line, men work night and day, united in a solemn purpose. Production now is not a promise, but a fact. Gigantic, real, a solemn answer, and a pledge beyond recall. Here are order, planning, and design. From these vast stockpiles, materials now flow in such a way that scores of sub-assemblies reach their proper place, each at the proper time. Steel, rubber, aluminum, and tin, Forgings, moldings, castings, all will flow into the finished weapon. 10,000 parts. 20,000 parts. 30,000 parts. To build one engine of destruction. Picked up in the air, and started towards its destination. Now the arsenal's task is done. Now the tanks are combat ready. Fort Knox, headquarters of the armored forces of the nation. On practice fields, these fighting tanks are charging through their paces as thousands of our troops train for action in new equipment rolled off the production line. Each day, new strength is added to democracy. On this great range, our tanks are spitting steel. This was their target for today. But what will be their target tomorrow? Their target for tomorrow, that'll be quickly found when these ships and their cargoes touch the shores on which embattled allies stand. Strong men will see them through. Men of the Navy, men of the armed merchant marine will take them to the fighting fronts, to Asia, to Africa, to the Middle East, to the ancient fields of Europe. Strong men will see them through.